First, with reaction to the latest Kavanaugh developments, American Conservative Union Chairman Matt Schlapp, Judicial Crisis Network Chief Counsel Carrie Severino, and Fox News contributor Tammy Bruce. Thank you all for being here. You were shaking your head a lot during that monologue.
My God, I'll just tell you the embarrassment of this. Look, I was the president of LA Now in the 90s. In 1992, I worked on the Feinstein.
Well, now is National Organization for Women.
That's right. I worked on the Feinstein and Boxer Senate campaigns because, you know, after the Anita Hill situation, I was told we needed fairness. We needed it to be better. We needed it to, you know, be something that the American people could trust. And here we are 26 years later, and Feinstein is now wielding that hatchet. This is not a search for the truth. It is not a desire for justice. This is a political assassination of Judge Kavanaugh. And the issue becomes here not, and this is what's awful for all of us, frankly, who have worked to have women be taken seriously on issues of violence against women, domestic violence, rape, harassment, is that we've demanded that and said and asserted that women can be taken seriously, and they should be. And yet now, we don't know what happened 36 years ago, but we do know what happened in July. And from that point forward, this has been a politicized framework. This woman's experience has been packaged as a weapon. And this is what we've promised the American people as feminists, that that would not happen, that you can trust women, and that we want the system as it exists to simply hear us. We are not asking for the accused to have no rights, to be, removed from the process of due process and from the rule of law. And yet now that is what every American is hearing. It is an insult to every woman who's been sexually assaulted. For those of us who've had experiences like that, it is a remarkable dismissal of our life experience and what we've demanded from the system. And I'll just tell you, it's offensive. I want her to get, and it's good that over 36 years she'd been in therapy. She made choices that were best for her. I'm not going to judge those choices, but right now she's come forward. She should be heard. It should be under oath. So should the judge, and that is all we're asking right now.
Let me say, when a lawyer says that she's been the target of harassment, death threats as a result of
horrible.
By the way, all of us in the public, I know I sympathize with her. I pray for her. I also pray for Judge Kavanaugh and his family. We don't know, and this is the heart of the matter, Carrie. We don't know what happened in 1982, but we ought to hear from everybody. And that, to me, is the presumption of innocence. That is fundamental fairness. Take the charge seriously, and then also look at the entire context and texture that represents the last 36 years of Judge Kavanaugh's life. And then I think the American people will make a decision. Now they've decided to raise the bar. We demand an FBI investigation first. Hasn't he been investigated by the FBI?
He absolutely has. I mean, this is moving the goalposts one time after another. They said, first, after holding it all this time, right, there were opportunities to do this in a private environment, a confidential, that would have spared Ms. Ford some of the harassment that she's experienced now. That would have been much better if Senator Feinstein had talked about this, for example, in the closed hearing for Judge Kavanaugh. That's what that's designed to do. I
think there's an important point. The Republicans said, Mitch McConnell and Senator Grassley, it can be closed or it can be open. She doesn't have to go publicly with this, and I would understand the stress of anybody. But
Senator Grassley's bending over backwards.
And she now has raised. Listen, let me play a tape of this. Is her attorney Katz on fake news CNN, but this was real because one of the rare few moments. But she said she would testify. Now they're raising the bar. Now we demand this and this and this before we testify, even though she could do it privately or publicly. Let's roll that tape.
Will your client, Christine Ford, be willing to testify in public to the Judiciary Committee?
The answer is yes.
The answer is yes, but now the answer is no, Carrie. Apparently, you got to do A, B, and C first.
Well, and the Democrats have kind of invented this idea of this new FBI investigation. Here's what the normal process is. You have an FBI investigation. That's been done on Judge Kavanaugh 6 times, but there was done also, of course, once in conjunction with this nomination. Then if there is additional information, which obviously this is, there's an update on that. They had a call yesterday, for example, a confidential, classified call talking about that information. Zero. None of them showed. They're not interested in actually following the procedure. They're just inventing a new idea.
And Matt, this is an important point. It's a selective outrage. Where's the outrage about Keith Ellison? Do we believe his former girlfriend? That's happening currently. Sherrod Brown's wife's documents, they're court documents. Pretty harsh. I understand they've gotten back. They're not together. They're separate. But they resolved some differences, but those charges stood. So why aren't they against him?
Look, there are 9 members of the Supreme Court, some picked by Democratic presidents, some picked by Republican presidents. Why is it after Clarence Thomas and now Brett Kavanaugh and the other ones like Robert Bork, they were able to treat unfairly in the process? Why are 2 of the 9 going to have over their heads this idea that they acted inappropriately sexually? You know why? Because Tammy's right. Because that charge works and it tends to stick. And I want to disagree with something everyone has been saying about this. I believe we will learn nothing on Monday. I know we say that people have the right to be heard. She had the right to participate in a very fair process with a lot of Democratic senators who would have helped her. She chose not to participate in that process because she wants to delay this vote to stop this nomination. This is politics. This is not going to heal anything on Monday.
You all
and
have been
Republicans
amazing.
better hold the line.
2 women who know the judge coming up next. Thank you for being with us.